Now, let's try to turn this thing on. Yes! Woo! What the frick was that? How's it going, guys? Well, what we have here is a bunch of things. But anyway, this right here is the old board that was damaged due to me trying to take off the line too hard when I was trying to compare it with the torque MSP. This is the high-speed MSP, and this is what happened. I cut out because I guess this capacitor could not handle the current draw or voltage draw or whatever. But it popped, as you can see. And then furthermore, I was going to change this capacitor because someone suggested it, which honestly I shouldn't do. Just change the whole board. But this is important. I forgot to either discharge the capacitor or unplug the battery. Because I unplugged the main battery, but there was something else that was plugged in. Either that or I forgot to discharge this capacitor. And as you can see, there's some black here, black smoke or black whatever that is. And yeah, the board is done. I'm sure it could be rebuilt, but it's done for now. I'm not gonna trust this. So I went to Sam in New York, Samuel. I'll post his link, but I ordered this brand new board from him. You know, it's the same board. M Super Pro 100 volt C30. M Super Pro 100 volt C30. So yeah. You know, when I first started, I was like, holy smokes, so many cables. I forgot to take a picture of where everything was. Well, I ended up taking a picture, but what I noticed also is that a lot of this is already color-coded. So the red goes with the red, blue goes with the blue, brown goes with the brown. But taking a picture is also helpful because you can at least trace back. So what I did was, instead of trying with this board, brand new board first, I tried it with the broken board just to make sure everything fits where it's supposed to. And but there is a cable missing though. This cable right here is not on here, so I'm gonna take this out and just put it back on here. But the one thing I hate about Gotway is this goo stuff, man. It's good and bad. It's good because, you know, if any moisture gets in here, it's not gonna go across these connectors and cause some type of short. But so much goo. I'm gonna have to buy some type of goo from Home Depot to complete this. But first things first, just connect everything. So far, mostly everything is connected. I just have to connect a couple more wires. And actually, no, I have to connect all the wires because I disconnected it from the old board. But anyway, I really hope this works out. And yeah, I'll catch back with you guys once I'm done. All right, so I've connected all of the cables. Everything seems right to me. Again, it's color-coded. Now, I'll have to route this cable out of there. Take this one out. Take this one out. Yeah, it's just a lot easier. Perfect. Like, this was definitely a shock to me when it cut out. Just didn't expect it would cut out on me, but it did. And now here we are at this point, trying to put this all back together. Slowly but surely, not trying to rush here. This goes here, and this goes here. It's very self-explanatory. I'm holding the phone in one hand, so there we go. Woo! Now, these three, that's the motor. That's for the, yeah, these cables are for the motor and the Hall sensors and stuff, so. Yeah, let's, okay, so I already know where these go. I know the yellow goes right here. The green goes in the middle. I don't like how this wire is so tight, you know, like, man, they really try to go I mean, it is a little bit efficient to have the right length wire, but this is like so tight, man. If anything happens, like, well, I don't know what would happen, but I just like it to have a little bit of wiggle room in case anything, you know, pops off. Okay, there we go. Actually, I like this coating. I honestly don't think Gotway, this board looks ugly or anything. Like if you really take a look at it, it's neat. It's actually neat. You have the zip ties here. You have some zip tie. Everything looks neat, to be honest. But look at this pinch right here.
Hey, shut up!
Look at this. Look at this. Wow. Now I can tell that this cable doesn't draw a lot of power or current because of the thin gauge, but still, man, look at this. And this probably happened because of something I did. I don't think that's anything that Gotway did. Like, I've opened this several times already, so it's possible that I pinched it along this edge right here with the cover. But if you look at it, everything looks great. I mean, right here you have this foam, and this foam aids, you know, with the placement of the cables, and, you know, it prevents like movement for, you know, so the batteries doesn't like move around or whatever. I know I had an issue with that with my first Tesla. Things were moving and I would hear like rattling inside. Once the adhesive on this battery gets loose or is worn out or loses its stickiness, it tends to like shake back and forth. But this is solid. Again, this is way later in the game, so, or in the design. Yeah, so yeah. And something I found out was this right here, this buzzer is actually screwed into the shell. Wow. I figured they would have like some type of standoff for it, but it's actually just screwed into the shell. That's shoddy. So is this. This looks like it's the speaker system. Looks like it's screwed into the shell as well. But again, hey, you know, that's not an issue. But as far as the layout of the wiring and everything, I don't think it's bad. To be honest, it's not bad. Could be better, but it's not bad. You know, I might pass this one under it, to be honest. Yeah. This looks good. This looks good. I you know, it could be better, but it's not horrible. You know, it makes it easy to work on. You know, like look at this thin gauge. Oh man, look how thin this is. And the reason I think this is a bad thing is because when you take out the motor to change your tire or whatever, it has to go through this hole right here. And I don't know if any of you have tried taking a motor out of a Gotway wheel, or any wheel for that matter. This right here is very sensitive. This covering is extremely sensitive, and it'll rub against the edge of this. This edge right here is not even like curved, you know, it's sharp. So it's extremely sharp, and it's just, you know, it's just the debris. It's just a lot of room for error here, a lot of room for damage if you're not careful, for sure. Either way, it's pretty good. Let me open it up on the other side to make sure the other battery is in there, and wish me the best. Not wish me, but hope for the best. So yeah. So here's the other side. Not much going on here. Look at all this space for maybe a battery here. Maybe some electronics here we could do. I don't know. But yeah. I unplugged everything. But initially, the reason this board ended up burning worse than before, where I end up like pretty much shorting this end of it, is because I forgot to connect this battery on this side. You know, so because I swore I disconnected everything on the other side, and I'm like, whoa, why is it still shorting? This was connected, so be sure to do something like that. check everything first. All right. Okay, so I take that back when I said it's not that bad. It's okay. So here are some issues. The first thing I noted was this right here, right? This wire is very loose. Obviously, I could put it back in, whatever. But things like this. So for example, if you made a mistake and you took this shell out and you made a mistake and left this cable like this for whatever reason, and you ended up putting this shell back on, and without thinking, you just screwed it in, you know, this would destroy the wire, would destroy the cable. Also, if you look, it's at the very edge, okay? It's at the very edge. So yeah, if you left it here, it would destroy the cable. But now it's here, and it's already at the very edge. Okay, it's like squeezed in this tiny little spot. You know what I mean? That's bad. Also, I wish they had some type of covering for the capacitor, because the capacitor, as I've experienced, is very sensitive. Okay, it's important. Like all parts in here are important, but this capacitor is very important. And yet we have cables going above the capacitor. You know what I mean? Like very important cables. I mean, part of the reason you have this shield on here is because this type of cable draws a lot of current. You know, it's the motor cable, the motor wires. So, I mean, it would be great if there was some type of protection separating, or some type of harness that separates the capacitor from any type of high voltage or high arc, you know, anything. I don't know how much arcing goes on here, but just these cables being so close to the capacitor doesn't seem to be a good idea. But I don't know. Gateway's been working well for many people, but there have been some times where it just shorts and fail, and people don't know why. But I can't point to that being an issue, but it could potentially be one. All right, guys, sorry, but my tripod is not that tall. It's a mini tripod, so everything seems to be connected. I checked the back, I checked the front. Everything seems to be great. So now it's time to connect the main power. So let's see, let's just check one more time. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, everything looks good. I just need the goo later. But yeah, I paid money for this. Oh gosh. Oh no! All right, let's do this. Stop being so scary and just do it. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, time to connect. There should be a spark. Wait, is this is not even the right one. Oh wow, this is definitely not the right cable. This is the wrong cable. Yeah, this is the wrong cable. How is this happening? Huh. Wait. Oh, you know what? So what I'm realizing is, so let me show you. So the board he gave me came with this tiny connector right here. XT60 connector. Okay. But this board has XT60 connector as well, but there's a bigger part to it that's missing on this one. So I think I have to take this off, so I better be careful with that. Yeah, so looks like we ran into a snag. Looks like the wrong board. It's the right board, but it's the wrong connector. How's this happening? Wow. This is the wrong connector. Because if you look at this one, this is much bigger. Wow, problem. All right, guys. Well, I ended up cutting out the small connector. What is it again? The XT60 connector. I don't know why this one ended up being really small compared to the one that's on here. But because I don't know of any newer MS Pros. All the newer MS Pros are RSs. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I soldered, you know, the other end of this to the board to match the connector of the previous board. Okay, so time to try connecting. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, but it's okay. Worst case scenario, it just doesn't turn on because I don't see why it would short. To be honest, I don't see any reason for it to short. So let's just do this. Connected, 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 connected. Everything's connected. So let's do it. Spark. That's normal. Sparking is completely normal. Always wear your shades. Now, let's try to turn this thing on. Yes! Woo! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Yeah, yeah, yeah! Woo! But why is the fan going so crazy? Now, let's just see if it balances. And we'll be happy. But this fan is going nuts. Oh! What the frick was that? What? You know what? Whoa, that was crazy. That was nuts. Oh my gosh. The fan was going nuts though. I don't know what that was. What the frick? The only thing I can think of is maybe these connectors are not correct. You know what I mean? Wow. What the freak was that? Let me call Sam. All right, so that was scary, guys. So I called Samuel, the guy I had on my live the last time. He's in New York. Okay, so I'll put his Instagram in the description. But anyway, I called him up and I said, hey, my wheel is shaking like crazy. So what the issue was, you know, on this board, this broken board right here, okay, the configuration for the motor wires was green, let me see, no, yellow, green, blue. Whereas this one, it's yellow, blue, green. Okay, looking from the top side where the MOSFETs are. And the reason the fan was going nuts is because there were two blue connectors here, so everything is color-coded, so the fan was connected in the wrong spot. I couldn't tell anyway which way it was because they were both blue. So I just removed it and put, you know, switched them out, and that's, you know, it works. So, boom, my speaker was bad anyway from the beginning. It's on, and check this out. Oh man, Sam's the man. Sam's the man. All the way from New York City. My high-speed MSP is back! Let me just take care of this and go for a ride, you know? See you guys later.